Welcome to Linux Overdose, episode 18. And today's episode is going to be about CentOS, downloading it and installing it. And CentOS I haven't messed with before. It's a good server, is what I mostly read about. But I guess you can use it as a desktop also. So we'll just go ahead and check that out. We'll open up my browser and we'll go to distrowatch.com. And CentOS is number 7. I'm just going to show you how many Linux distros there is, which at distrowatch.com there's 275 active Linux distro, and each one of these distros will have different desktop environments and window managements. So we got a lot of choices, and to me there is no wrong choice. You just have choices. And I know a lot of people despise Linux because of all the choices, and why don't we stick to one thing and make, I guess, Linux commercialize. Well, I don't know. Linux, I like the way it is. I like the choices. I don't care how many forks, how many distros, how many desktop environment, how many window management, how different setups, how many package managers, file managers, a lot of choices. I like Linux. I love all the choices. And if you want just one choice, I just don't understand why you just can't make your one choice and stick with it. Like if you want Ubuntu, just stick with Ubuntu and don't go nowhere else. There's your one choice. So even though you have many choices, you can make one choice and stick with it. I'm a distro hopper, so I already played with probably 40 different combinations of distros and desktop environments and all that, and I enjoy it. And I'm just trying to show everybody all the choices you have, and some will work for you, some won't, and that's just the way the ball rolls. So I just hope you just stick with one. Everyone that's an Arch user is soon you go Arch, you stay at Arch, and that's good. That's good. There's your one choice, your one Uno Linux distro, if that's what you want. I still like the distro hop, and each one holds its own weight. Each one has their pros and cons, but each one to me is fun. I just love Linux, and that's why I made this show, this Linux Overdose. Just give you all the information that I have accumulated over the 12 plus years I've been with Linux, and hopefully you can pick something up and enjoy Linux. So and now, since I got that little speech out, we'll go ahead and do the CentOS, and we'll go to their website, centos.org, and I believe their default is we'll find out when we go to their Git CentOS DVD ISO. We just do with this one. We got three choices. This is probably mainly for a desktop user, so this is probably the best one. If you're going to do a server, you might want to start here. And I don't know what the everything ISO is. It might say up here, or you just have to click and find out. Here's the torrents, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on this torrents, and the ISO. So let's go back. Let's click on this, see where we go. Okay, these are all ISOs, and none are torrents. So we'll go back. Now we do the torrents, and usually here's Chicago 7. So it looks like 7 is out. Is the stable version, I guess. We'll do the Chicago one. We'll do this one right here, the torrent one. Open with transmission. And I'm gonna make this page to see what I'm getting. Their ISO, and it's big, 4.33 gigabytes. Wow. That's about everything. Just see how fast it is. Remove. Now we'll see how fast the internet is for this 4.33 gigabytes. In Chicago, hopefully it's a fast one. Got 20 minutes, 16, and it's still going, so it might not be too bad on speed. We just let that go. And that's what you do. You just, you go to their website, you look for, just click on this to see what this is. Everything. I still don't know what everything is. Everything, I guess, means everything that's on there. It should be big then. We'll see. Don't tell me how big it is. I will have to click on it to find out. We'll see what it means. CentOS everything ISO. And this is asking which one's the best one. The minimum is to seem appreciated, a base DVD, networking, Kickstart, everything, extra packages. Well, all okay. That might be the best one to get. It looks like everything would have been the best choice. Oh, maybe not. We'll just stick with what we downloaded and then just see how it goes. Like I said, whatever decision you make, and it's wrong, or you think it's wrong, say, "Oh, I chose the wrong one," or "I want to try the other one." Just do it. I mean, it ain't like I'm wasting that much time. I got 6 minutes, and I can start installing it and just see how well it goes. If it don't go well, I try the other one, or just work myself of the one I chosen and see how well it goes. So never stop yourself trying something. I mean, Linux to me was trial and error from the get go, the beginning, and that's how I accumulated knowledge how Linux works. I never let it stop me, even if I run across a barrel and I don't know where to go forward. Sometimes it's better off to go backwards and go forward again. And most of the time, I work my problems out by doing that. Everyone's scared to go back because it took so long to get where they're at, but they're not getting anywhere where they're at. So what's the use of not trying to go backwards to go forward again? It might take a little more steps, but you might get to where you need to go a lot faster, especially when you have, say, a major problem and you got a black screen, or it's taken too long, or it froze, or something like that. Sometimes it's better off just start over, even from the beginning. Download a different ISO, burn it. Just keep doing different things until you progress forward to where you want to be at. And that's what I always do. That's why I never run across. I'm not stuck for too long. I guess a lot of people don't know what to do next to go forward. So I guess I don't know, talented of that. I usually guess right and go forward, or I guess wrong, but I know to go back and start over. I'm never afraid to start all over again, ever. And plus I'm learning something. I already know how to do this, and now I'm doing it again, and because I've been there before, so I know what to do now. Trial and error. And like I said, always click, click, click. And I'm never afraid to break anything. I guess people are afraid to break stuff because they don't know what to do next when they do break something. And start all over again. That's where you start if you don't know where to start where you're at. So that's what you should be doing. And that's how I do it, and that's how I got to learn Linux and can work with Linux real well. So now we got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So we'll see how well this goes, and see if I recommend it as a desktop environment. A PC user. See how difficult it is for me to just get the basics going, and hopefully I'm all right. So we'll just wait and see. So I'm still using my Voyager 14.0404. It's an older kernel and a Linux kernel and all that, which everyone always wants shiny new stuff. They think they're behind security or whatever. I have zero problems with this operating system I got. Even though I'm behind, I feel safe. I always felt safe when I'm with Linux. I never got a virus. Nothing freezes, nothing crashes. Everything works as expected. I mean, I don't have problems with Linux. I just lucky, I guess. But I read. That's all I do every single day is read about Linux. And I read all the bad news that people are doing. And what I do, I just flip the coin and go do it opposite opposite than what they're doing. Long as I get to go forward and my end result is what I want, then to me I done it right. And I guess other people think, well, that ain't how you're supposed to do it. Well, if I'm where I want to be at, it was right for me. So, like I said, I almost with Linux for 13 years now, and it's been working for me. The day I switched to Linux, I switched to Linux. The first minute that I was on Linux was my permanent operating system. I actually erased Windows XP and I was with Linux, and then look, I'm still with Linux. All right, that's finished. It's download all 100%. So we'll go ahead and install it now. We do the VirtualBox. And I got that Manjaro LXQT, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Delete all files. Gone. Now we'll get this Cent OS, and we know it is 7, and it is Red Hat related, which is like Fedora. So hit next. Give it about, I've been giving each one of these over like 4 gigabytes because I can. I think it's supposed to stay in the green. 4 seems to be enough. And I got 16 on my system. It's going to be default, and I like somewhere over 20 gigabytes of virtual hard drive. Alright, and then we'll go settings for the system. We'll go ahead and enable this. Check this. Give the live version, which is right here. Network. And well, we're ready. We're ready to start. So we'll see how well things go. Install or test. We want to install it. Troubleshooting. So we want to install it. So we'll just go install it. I'm not going to test it. And see if we got any problems or not. I said it's the first time I'm installing it, so what I'm seeing here is the first time I've seen this. But remember how many Linux distros we already did. We did what 7 already. This is the 8th one, and it's mainly just repeating what you've been doing, what you're used to. So continue here. You're clicking the mouse inside. Yeah, I know. To capture the host mouse only if the mouse pointer is not currently supported by the guest. You can press the hotkey at any time to uncapture the keyboard. Do not show this again for hotkey. Fine, just capture, I guess. All right, continue. All right, let's see, date and time. Okay, this is almost like the that Magiga one. So we'll choose Indianapolis. and we went to 24 hours, and I guess that's the date. And network time, I can turn it on. Right now I'm just gonna leave it off, but I can turn it on now, and you gotta be on the internet, which I am. So we'll hit done here. Language of support, keyboard, security. Installation source. Let's see what we got here automatically. And plus, remember, I never encrypt. I just don't do it. Keyboard, software selection. Here's the other stuff I can install. So this is just the basic, and let's just check see anything else here. Okay, GNOME, KDE, Plasma. Of course, I want one of the desktop environments. Which one do I want? GNOME or KDE? Workspace. I like KDE, always did. So I'm gonna choose a KDE. And then here's the other options I got. Set a commonly used KDE applications. Remember, when you click on these, it's going to be installing a lot of stuff, so you got to be limited of what you want on here. And here's the Office suites, in which I'll probably end up installing. I definitely want media support. I definitely want that, so I'm going to click on that. Commonly used KDE applications, internet backup. I'll go ahead and check that. Yeah, I want the Office suites. Let me see what we got here. System environments. I'm not going to check that. Compatible libraries for what? Not going to check that. Not going to check that. So that's all I'm going to check. Done. KDump is enable. What is KDump? Oh, it's a dumping mechanism in the event of a system crash. Oh, okay. We just keep it and begin installing. Oh yeah, now we gotta do the password. Root password. And remember, red is weak, so this is a very weak password. Now, if this was my system, I got a stronger password, and it would be green and strong. But for testing and all this, I just make it simple and weak. Something I won't forget. Let's see. All right, and then my username. Just gonna use Jim Crap. And yes, make me an administrator. And yes, password to use this account. And I use the same as my root password. Always did. Always will. So, and advanced. See what advanced is. Nothing. We'll press done. And now it's installing. So a GUI installation, we got KDE. So far, no problems. And like I said, if you made a mistake here, And I guess it's better off if you're going to install Linux the very first time, just do it in a VirtualBox. If you got the machine capable of running a VirtualBox on your current machine, you see how much memory I'm giving it to, and disk space and all that, because I got a pretty good sized system, good enough to give it plenty of virtual hardware to run correctly. But anytime if you're not using Linux on a hard drive, like a solid state drive, and not using it as a primary OS, I mean, if you're going to use it as a primary OS, it should always be on a solid state drive, since that's the go drive now. Any other way, I always say you're playing with Linux, you're not using Linux. Now, if you're just testing some coding out, or that's all you're doing is coding, and you don't want to mess up with your Windows installation, then yes, you're using the tools to do what you want to do, and you're not really using Linux as a primary OS, which then these other options are alright, as long as you're not using it as a primary. If you're using a primary, it should always be on a solid state drive, always. And you don't have to be a dual boot with Windows. I always prefer a secondary hard drive, a secondary internal hard drive. Install Linux on it, and then you just bounce between the OSs. One Windows for your gaming and applications that you gotta have, and that only works and you're comfortable with on Windows. Then keep your Windows OS. But I don't recommend a dual boot, because you're messing with the drive, and you can lose Windows, and a lot of things can go wrong. And you should always limit it of what goes wrong. So a secondary hard drive, and it's not hard to install. It's very, very simple. You can Google it, and it's a very simple process. It's not hard to install a secondary hard drive at all. And I had a system, I guess I still have the system, it's just not hooked up. I have 5 hard drives in it. No, actually 6 hard drives in it. 5 with its own OSs. The 6th one is the data hard drive, where all OSs have access to the 6th drive. And it's just like a test type system. Like I said, I like to play with Linux, but also use Linux. It's fun to try this other stuff, try different OSs, and learning how to get it going, the basics. And it's easy to get the basics done. It's harder to learn new stuff. Like, I'm starting to get into window management. The graphical one, or Crunch Bang was real good with OpenBox and Tint 2. So that's real easy to work with. And then I've been using Joe Window Manager, JWM. That's a very good window management. It's, kind of graphical. Then you got your Tillion window management like i3, which is totally different, but it's not hard to get set up after you get to understand how it works. And it's well documented on their website, and I do recommend to at least play around with it. And like I said, in a VirtualBox or a USB flash drive, and install i3 on it, and run and play around with it. And if you like it, install it and use your primary. I bounce back, um, graphical and window managements and tilling window managements. Uh, I got a common workflow as my applications go. I got a workflow that works fine with me in different environments, different package managers. I just have to stop and think, okay, where I'm at and where everything's at and all that. But after you're there for a while, bouncing around and staying someplace at least long enough to comprehend where everything's at, get your workflow going. As soon as you get there and get comfortable, then you can move on, to a different project. And I just pick up new things here and there, read on magazines, websites, and I'm real comfortable with Linux. Now some people can't because they can't get nothing working. Like I said, they don't know where to go to move forward, and I guess that's the main problem for anybody's installing an OS or not familiar with the OS. Okay, now this says reboot, so I want to reboot it. See what happens. Hopefully it don't reboot into which don't look like it's going to. It looks like it might reboot into the environment that I just installed. And let's see, to make your choice, to enter one license. Okay, what we got here? Alright, one, to enter the license information. I don't need no information, or just see to continue. We just continue and see what happens. Continue. Alright, I guess I gotta do the license. So, one for license. Accept. Okay, so I gotta accept this license thing. Read the license agreement, and I accept the license agreement. Let's go ahead and read it first, I guess. We'll just accept it. We'll see what happens when I accept it without reading it. Okay, then see continue. I guess it knows I didn't read it. Whoops. And see, quit. Please make your choice. See to continue. Let's do R. I can't get out of this. License not accepted. Your choice. Okay, not accepted. Why is not accepted? Okay, 2. Huh. Alright, let's just quit. Please respond yes or no. I'm stuck in here too. Alright, no. Please respond yes or no. Oh, I gotta say yes now with the Y. Gymcrack. Alright, right here it is. I don't know why all that going back and forth stuff was, but let's see. And it's not big. I can't move my cursor out. So let's go ahead and close this. Leave. Turn off computer. Oh, remember, clear. Alright, now let's go ahead and take, okay, that's empty. And we'll start again, see what happens. So you just press 1, press 2. I don't think C worked. Refresh and spell yes, and then you'll get here. So I'll say cancel. Oh, I gotta say yes. Let's cancel. Can I make this big? Alright, so it's not full screen, so I have to do something to get that big, which I think I have to do the guest thing on here. So, and plus I'm not connected to the internet. Why not? I don't know. Looks like only 3, which is kind of weird. But looks like I'm connected now. Let's see if I am. Go to the browser. And it looks like I am. This is weird that this is a default browser. I used it a long time ago, which was okay. I don't know how good it is now. Let's see if I'm on the internet. Yeah, I'm on the internet. So, well, you see that I got this going. You see that's not full screen, which I'll figure that out. That's no big deal. But it's alright desktop. Got your sound, and the internet was automatically. I had to do that, and plus I got to sign in, which I don't like doing that, so I got to change that. So, and these are the applications. Don't look like there's no games, which I don't know why games ain't installed by default no more. But alright, I'll come back with episode 18 part 2. Just make this bigger. Next time I reboot, maybe this is automatically. Definitely want it automatically where I don't have to click on all the time. Everything else looks alright. I might change the desktop, might change my bar a little bit, might change some themes. But okay, this is kind of weird. I don't know why this is default browser. Let's see, do I got other browsers? Yeah, I got Firefox. This is just the default browser. But right here's Firefox, which works. So, alright. So we got it. It's installed. That's how easy it was, and that confusing of the reading the agreement and accepting it, and spell yes instead of just Y. At least I got through all that. You will never see that again. So, and that was just something new. Thought I was going to loop, and I was just not moving forward. That's all it was. So, all right. Well, we'll end this, and I'll do a 18 episode part 2. Just to make this look better. But it looks like a system that a normal desktop user can use. So I guess I could recommend it as a regular desktop. And remember, this is Red Hat, so I have to use Red Hat commands and all that. I'll show you that, and in the next episode, I'll install some games or whatever using the whatever manager I got here, if I got one at all. You know, set up the repositories and just stuff you need to get going. So we'll go ahead and shut this off. And you can see the sound worked. And it boot up just fine and all that. So it's, there you go. So we'll go ahead and stop this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.